Not good. Higher cost, less access. Okay. Um, More impersonal service. Because to give you an idea, if you turn the clock back maybe around 2005 to 2010, there were approximately 40,000 plus independent pharmacies in this country. And right now there are less than 20,000, I think less than 19,000. There are a number of communities that we had been talking with independent pharmacies 5 years ago, and they're gone. And either the pharmacies are gone altogether or they've been acquired by Caremark or Walgreens or one of the chains. Even some of the regions, the smaller chains are shutting it. Rite Aid, for example, is, if they're not already shut down entirely, they're headed there. And I know Walgreens and CVS even have closed quite a few stores. But the pressure on the independent pharmacies is enormous. So if you live in a community where you have an independent pharmacist, just by going and getting your prescriptions there with your Blue Cross card doesn't mean you're helping that pharmacy. You need to get your prescription by having a group plan that is not controlled by one of those big companies. That's what we show employers how to do. What we want to do is to show an employer how they can use the pharmacy, medical, and insurance resources the same way large employers do to be able to get the same discounts they get. And if you do, the improvement in cost is remarkable. Does it mean you can make the costs go away? No. Does it mean that the improvement is remarkable? It's only remarkable because of the contrast between perception with premium and reality with the cost. People would be in a better position if these companies were forced to somewhat be unbundled. Here's an answer to your question. How many phone companies are there these days? Lots, aren't there? But there are more companies than AT&T, aren't there? All right. In the early 80s, AT&T was a huge monopoly. And Congress, through legislation, forced the uncoupling of that control. And hence the creation of all these independent phone companies. Well, are we better off with a lot of phone companies? Or had we been better off when it was pretty much controlled by just one company? I mean, you've got all kinds of companies out there now. And we use an independent phone company. It's called IT Voice. We had Spectrum at one time. We had AT&T. Now, if AT&T didn't do the job, which in our case they didn't, that doesn't make them a bad company. It means that we just weren't a good fit for them, that's all. So are you a good fit for Blue Cross? Yeah, many people are. But, could you be a better fit someplace else? Well, why don't you find out? That's all. When I tell you don't go to Blue Cross, that the world would be better without them, but the world would be better with competition. And the competition is disappearing because we have tunnel vision on just a few recognizable names that don't do anything more than the non-recognizable names who institutionally can give you a better value if you just check it out. That's all. That's all we're saying. We're not saying they need to go away, they make the world bad. But when you collectivize so much power in so few hands, it could be dog food, for God's sake, or oil for your car or grass seed. If the needs arise and you only have limited places to go, then you don't get what value you could get if you had options. And the only reason why you don't have options is because you're not asking questions. You're not requiring your representatives to bring you information.